where do we get it from? Just Texas? Or Saudi Arabia?
People usually do, it's called fracking.
Fracking?
Yeah, like Fracking. And then it's like making a hole with like super high pressurized water, and you get natural gas or like natural oil from that.
You get natural oil from what now?
From fracking.
What is that?
I just told you.
Can you repeat it again with a higher tone?
It's when you use high pressurized water, make a hole in the ground, and you get natural oil.
You do?
Yeah.
Why don't we do that?
That's what we do.
No.
That's what people do.
Me and you.
You could.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oil is expensive.
You could have substitutes for oil, but it's just not common and people might not buy it. That's why people are buying oil, because no matter how expensive it's going to be, people are going to buy it.
Did you hear about the guy who invented a car that runs on water?
They killed him.
And then they killed him. Supposedly.
So what's true?
Supposedly this is true. I believe it. So
really,
a guy made a car, because the car is real. The car is real. He actually did it. But the thing is, everything is real except for how he died. So there's a guy. He actually made a car that runs on water, just water. And then he kept getting calls, and he kept getting people to his like show up to his house in like black suits. And no, I'm not gonna say the men in black because that's dumb. They were representatives of companies like ExxonMobil,
really,
Shell, just oil companies, right? Because those are the companies that would be concerned if a car runs on water now. They
so
if oil.
I search this up, right?
Yeah, search it up. And then what's it called? So one day he's having dinner and then he starts dying and it's poison. They say. And as the two people who were talking to him about making a deal or something, they start running. As soon as they left, he starts grabbing his neck and he starts pointing at them on the floor like they poisoned me, and then he dies. This is supposedly how he died.
But who was the witness to that besides the people?
His brother.
Brother?
His brother was there. And then I think the police, when they came, a lot of people confiscated the plans and blueprints, and basically now it's
honestly,
lost technology.
anyone could do that, really.
Yeah.
But people don't.
There's no money.
There could be money, but
like
people are just not willing to do so.
It's like when people say like chemotherapy is the reason why we don't have the cure to cancer, because chemotherapy is expensive. So and they could just keep charging, and a cure would just be.
Because people are still going to want to pay for it no matter what. But at the same time, people won't pay for it because they can't. It's like, because like if you did take that away, it would make a dent in the economy too. Because a lot of people do pay for that.
So you're saying it's okay to have chemotherapy?
I'm not saying it's okay, I'm just saying it would make a dent in the economy if they took it away.
I see.
It's like people taking away and like making alcohol and smoking illegal. The reason they don't do it is because if they do take it away, it's a big part of the economy. So if they take that away, we're losing a lot of money because people are dumb enough to keep buying that stuff. And then because we're a free market economy, people are going to sell on the black market, and because we're a free market economy, we have a black market, and people could buy stuff from there. So regardless if we get rid of it or not, people are still going to have it.
Interesting.
So because we're capitalist, it's okay.
So we should be communist?
No. That's
Why
terrible.
not?
Because it never works. If it was a perfect world, it would work.
If it was a perfect world?
Yeah.
Like what? Like China?
No, China
perfect?
No, China sucks.
Mexico.
China's terrible.
Mexico is not perfect.
Mexico sucks. I'm sorry. Mexico is corrupt now. Like it's.
Mexico was born on the foundation of corruption since the Spanish conquistadors. No, it was. If you go down all the way from the history, there were Spanish people who were supposed to send gold to Spain, and they were corrupt. They would keep the gold, and basically through succession, it just got passed on to Mexico. Mexico was born under corruption.
Well, the thing back to communism, it doesn't work mainly because people are jealous and no one really agrees with it except for the poor people. Because we made this example before, but like if you're a doctor and someone else is a janitor, you're both making the same amount of money.
But here's the thing. Why would that matter if your country is great and we all live in...
Well, the thing is, since we're not in a perfect world, it's not great because there wouldn't be an incentive for people to innovate and become a doctor. Like, oh, I could become a janitor and make the same amount as a doctor. I'll just be a janitor. It's easier. I don't have to go to school for like 8 years. I don't have to pay this much. I don't have to go into debt. I don't have to waste my life doing something that could help people when I could make the same amount of money as someone who does that, and I don't do anything.
You know the government forces you to do a job, right?
Not really.
No, it does.
Not really.
That's why people hated communism.
Not really.
Because they didn't want to be farmers. They
That's not
wanted
the
to be
main idea.
janitors.
No, that's not the main idea of communism, though. It's supposed to be, it's supposed to make everyone as equal as possible,
But-
under control of the
but-
government. So that's why there's no privatized ownerships, businesses. You can't trade. The government's in control of everything. They create the like the 5 factors of production. They're in hold and like in charge of everything like that.
Baba Gene. But I could also flip it around. You say people are not going to be motivated to become teachers
And that's why it goes into
scientists.
stagnation, and the economy goes down
I hear
because
you,
no
I
one's
hear
making
you.
money.
But at the same time, someone can think, well, I want to pursue this because I don't want to be a janitor. I want to be a scientist.
Yeah, that's why people still do it, but it's not as big as an incentive for people to do so as it would be here.
So you're saying communism doesn't work because we're human?
Yeah. If it
Doesn't
was a
work
perfect
because
world,
what?
it doesn't work because people are selfish and people don't care about the well-being of anyone else except themselves.
That's a good point. Where is this man's Nobel Peace Prize?
Because honestly, if you were a doctor, I mean, if you had the choice to be a doctor and a janitor, and you made the same amount as a doctor, what would you really be? You wouldn't be a doctor.
Well, I mean, I'm not a doctor now.
Exactly, but like, you know what I'm saying,
Would I
right?
be one if there's communism?
But you get what I'm
No.
trying to say.
Yeah,
Like, you
I
wouldn't-
know,
you wouldn't wanna
obviously.
be a doctor,
That makes
you know?
no sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, why would I be a doctor when I could just pick up trash for the same price?
Yeah. Same with like a traditional economy. Like, if your dad's like a carpenter or like a handyman, you would be a carpenter or a handyman, and your son, and then your grandson, blah blah blah, like that. And because there's no incentive, once again, like communism, to do anything else, because your career is already set out for you, it just leads into stagnation. So like nothing grows bigger than what's already there.
I think the United States' problem is that they spend too much taxes on the military. They should go back to isolationism, where they just didn't care. They just, this is us, don't touch us, or we'll kick your ass. You know what I mean? Because that way we could put the taxes to good use instead of sending $40 billion to Ukraine.
Well, technically that is for a good use, but it doesn't benefit us
It doesn't.
additionally.
We don't care. We shouldn't. Care.
Exactly. That's why.
That's why we should go back to.
That's what makes us a terrible country. We don't care. So you're proving my point from earlier. No one cares about anyone else.
Morally, well, I'd rather be a morally terrible country than a terrible country.
That doesn't make sense.
Like I'd rather be a morally bad country that has nice buildings, infrastructure, economy, than a morally good country and end up like Zimbabwe or
Yeah,
Uganda
I see. Okay.
and living in my casa del lobo hecho de escopidas.
Well, those aren't really morally good countries. Those countries are just poor.
No, I'm just trying to see some.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you can't do wrong doing nothing. You know? So, that's my opinion.
That was more like a state.
That's my statement.
Yeah, communism doesn't work. Traditional things don't work.
Oh, fascism.
Fascism. Oh.
We should just have socialism in Mexico.
Well,
Socialism.
well, in a way, I guess we're socialists too. Archie.
Yeah, but we don't want to end up with the PRI, the PRI.
Archie.
Now that was dictatorship.
Why?
Why? Because there was suppression of the press, no freedom of speech, and I forgot.
What's freedom of speech? You can talk.
Yeah, you can talk, but you got arrested for saying, I don't like that breed.
Well, technically, like with the socialist thing, we're kind of socialist.
Well,
We're
America?
mixed. We're not. Yeah, the U.S. is not initially capitalist, because if it was, we were like pure capitalist. If we were a pure capitalist country, there wouldn't really be government involved at all. But there is.
That's good. There should be regulations in the economy.
Yeah, that's why there's a thing. People like, how much government intervention do you think there should be? And there's not necessarily a right answer, but there
50%.
kind of is. But the thing is, it's all opinionized. Like
50%.
some people think there should be none. Some people think there should be like
A lot.
communism.
Communism.
Yeah, some people are like Marxists or whatever, you know,
Those people are stupid.
because it doesn't work.
If I had a taco stand and now I become the biggest taco whatever, I'm not gonna share my money. That's my money. That's my idea.
Yeah.
Right?
But the government says it's not all your money.
That's
You must
why.
give me some.
That's why. You must give me
Even
some.
my tacos.
But you just said, wait, you said that you would rather keep the money for yourself, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want government intervention. But you just said you would
Basically.
say
Then I
50%
said
is good.
50.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm poor.
But then
I need-
government intervention makes you more poor.
See, that's the thing. Poor people want big governments, big companies to pay. Big companies want to keep all the money. They don't want to spend it on us. They hate us. They like selling iPhones to us. They don't like giving us money. They like taking our money. And that's the point, right? It makes sense.
Well, another thing, not really with phones or anything, but like just other countries in general, like people saying, oh, we hate how our government is, blah, blah, blah. But you wouldn't really want to be living anywhere else because you'd be complaining even more. Because we're capitalist for the most part, and we're a better economy we have a better economy for the most part, technically. You wouldn't be able to have what you have here if you lived almost anywhere else. Almost anywhere else.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're basically like a free country, we're able to like, you could be poor.
Excuse me. Why did you say a free country with air quotes? What is that statement?
Because we're free.
Free.
Because not just
You are
because
contradicting
I'm not
yourself.
saying because the government, but I'm saying because of the people itself as well.
The people?
Yeah, like I could call like a gay guy on the street like, oh, you're a fag, right? But then it's freedom of speech until other people are mad about it and go like, you can't say that.
That's
You know?
cancel culture.
That's
Exactly.
true. That's true.
So like, why is it wrong as soon as I say it, you know? But like, you're allowed to say that I can't say what I want to speak.
That's hate speech.
Like, I'm not. Yeah, it is. But it's still freedom of speech.
There's still freedom of speech.
Mhm.
That's why you can have the Ku Klux Klan, but you can't have gangbangers.
It's exactly what it is, because like with the desecration of the flag with like Vietnam and everything, they tried banning it because it's desecration of the flag of your country that you live in, that gives you what you're like, gives you the opportunities that you have even if you don't take them.
Is it illegal for a foreigner to burn the flag?
Right now
of the
it's
United
not.
States?
Right now it's not illegal
Oh,
because it's freedom of speech. They tried making it illegal. You would get fined or you would go to jail for like maybe up to